I've been playing on a new monitor for the past few months now. I switched from an old BenQ, old 144 hertz. God damn. An old 144 hertz BenQ monitor, flat panel, 1920 by 1080, all that good stuff. But again, it was really old, so I didn't even have a display port on it. I was using DVI to get the 144 hertz out of it because whatever HDMI version it had couldn't give me that 144 hertz that I paid for. So needless to say, this has been a really big upgrade, as well as my first like foray into curved displays. I remember when I worked at Target, the curved TVs had like just come out, or were like still coming out, and they were telling us like some of the vendors were telling us, and some of my coworkers were telling me that they were having issues with the middle section of the TV like burning out, because obviously you can put two big fans on the left and right. We can't put a big fan in the middle because it's curved, so the fan can't spin. So the middle would just burn out on these display TVs, and then the left and right would be fine, and there'd just be a big old line in the middle. So it kind of deterred me from buying a curved monitor for a long time. But obviously that was years ago, and now it seems like they figured it out, because I haven't heard anybody having that problem with monitors or TVs anymore. As far as how it plays in the game, it doesn't, like, you don't really notice the curve as much as you think you would. Like, obviously it's bent in the middle, but that depth doesn't really transfer to your eyes, I get. Like, you don't feel it. It does take a little bit of getting used to, but after a while you just don't notice that it's curved anymore, and you can still like reap the benefits of having the curve, which are like there's less glare and stuff. So behind me I have a lamp, and on my old monitor, I don't know if it was the coating on the screen or if it was the like panel itself, but sometimes I would have a glare. Like, you could see the glare of the lamp behind me. On this, I don't see it at all. As well as the fact that from any angle that you're viewing the curved display from, you don't get that dimming that you used to get on old TVs and stuff. If you're ever a kid who had a plasma TV and you would sit on the floor or something, and you look up at the TV and it'd be really dim, or you look from above the TV, it'd be dim, or left or right. You don't really get that with the curved display. From any angle you look at it, it still looks fine. You can see all the colors and the brightness perfectly fine. I will say though, if you're buying a monitor that is the exact same model, it's just curved and it costs a lot more, I don't think the curved enhancements that you get are really worth the money if it's like $100 or $200. Aesthetically, I like how the curve looks, but I wouldn't pay $100 to $200 for it, because I don't think the benefits are that significant. What has been pretty significant though is the fact that we're playing in 2K now, so we're in 2560 by 1440, but we're still in 16:9, so we're not stretched out. We're in the aspect ratio that you're used to playing when you're like on 1920 by 1080. It's not anything that you have to get used to. The game just looks a lot better. The only problem that I have is when I'm recording, I will downscale it in OBS to 1920 by 1080, just because it's pretty tough on my graphics card to stream or to record these videos in 2K. I'm still on a 1070. As well as the fact that YouTube like processing takes forever on 2K videos. On 1440p videos, it takes like 4 hours for it to go through everything to process it, while 1080 is like maybe 15 minutes. That's kind of a personal gripe that I have. All in all, the curve is whatever. If there's no price difference, I would go for it. The big things that you need to look for though are refresh rate. You want 144 hertz at least. Response time, probably 1 millisecond. Sometimes 2 is okay. I think anything under 4 you don't really notice, but they always advertise 1 millisecond. And then go for the 1440p resolution if you can, if your graphics card can handle it. 1920 by 1080 is still fine, but I think you'll like the change to 1440. It looks a lot nicer and you'll notice it. Anyways, that's it. If you enjoyed this one, if it helped you, consider subscribing, and I'll talk to you again soon.